Paul Lafrance here, stream of consciousness video series continuing, and this video will be a new perspective on ADHD. So, in an earlier video, I'm going to reset the timer here. Oh, also, if you don't know what I'm doing, go back to the intro video. It'll explain everything. I'm almost 2 hours in now. I'm tired, but we're doing well. The candle's burning down slowly. Continuous motion here. I'm getting a little blurry-eyed, but here we go. What's the topic again? I'm fine. Which one was it? I told you at the beginning that oh, right, new perspective on ADHD. Whew, almost lost it there for a second. I'm resetting the timer because I have that right to do so. Okay. So in an earlier video, I talked about ADHD as my greatest gift. This is the kind of most recent understanding about the cause of ADHD. Get your kids around to watch this video. Get anyone you know who is ADHD to watch this video so they can read a particular book. And I'm not really one to like push books at people, but this book summed up everything that I always felt I knew, but it brought this different level of understanding. And I came across this book, and the book is called ADHD: A Hunter in a Farmer's World. I can't even remember who the author is. I'll put it up on the screen here. My buddy Matt, who was my videographer who did Backyard Revolution with me, says to me one day, I just got diagnosed with ADHD, and I was like, oh shit, I knew you were like me 5 minutes after I met you, though how fast your brain was moving. He says, this guy gave me this book. I said, hey, I'll walk you through it because I'm a nice guy. And then this book blew my mind. And it didn't say anything new with regards to ADHD not being a disorder. What it said to me, though, was it just gave this history and a very simple understanding about where this came from. I love this so much. Here it is in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Here's the general concept. Read the book for yourself to get more, but here's the basics. We live in a world that was once dominated by hunter-gatherer cultures, nomadic cultures that were traveling around following migration patterns of animals, hunting and gathering. Okay? Then came the agricultural revolution, and the agricultural revolution was the beginning of ADHD. The agricultural revolution is when we went, hey, hang on a minute, if we could actually plant a bunch of crops in the same spot and we don't have to keep traveling around because it's a bit tiring, my knees are a bit shot, and everyone went, hey, what a great idea. So that agricultural revolution, where we started clearing fields and planting crops, went directly into the Industrial Revolution, where we started making cities. But all this time, during hundreds of years, this very interesting thing took place, and that is the hunter-gatherer cultures became almost extinct. I mean, how many of them remain in the world today? I'll let you do some research and let me know in the comments below. But the hunter genome of the brain, which according to this book and this 25-year study, which is now kind of Wall Street Journal approved and Harvard Medical, big names. And I'll if I made a mistake there, I'll correct it down here. The overarching understanding is that there is an actual genome in the brain of those who have ADHD, which is the hunter genome. And they say it takes up like 18% of the culture. But so much to talk about there, but just look at this. If you look at all of the things in a farmer culture, so a farmer culture is not like a bunch of fuddy-duddies. Farmers, like my wife, see the world on a much larger scale. They can go through the mundane tasks that would drive an ADHD person out of their minds because they're looking at this field here. We have to be able to adapt to the changing climate. Maybe it's going to be an El Nino versus an El Nina. We need to be able to move this crop from here to here. People that have an overarching sense of things are incredibly important. Without Jana being of a farmer brain, I'd be fucked. Look, don't get me wrong. But understanding how misdiagnosed, it's been the farmer culture that has diagnosed ADHD people, as opposed to recognizing them as the hunter brain without a hunt. This is the problem. If you look at all of the negative aspects of the ADHD individual, oh, that guy can't sit still, that girl is impulsive, that guy has no time management whatsoever, that person is just constantly interrupting, they're just moving on, their brains are just moving too quickly. Now let's look at that in a hunter culture. If you are the distractible person in a restaurant that can't stop looking at the television, Well, you would have done well as a hunter because you're going to be noticing everything. You're on the hunt for a caribou, and a cougar is in the bushes rustling it. And if you're not aware of that, you're going to be the subject of a quick and painful death, and everyone in the village isn't going to eat. If you're chasing a fox into a thicket and a rabbit runs out, you can quickly change on the fly and go chase that rabbit, as opposed to the fox, or the other way around. I can't remember which one I said. If you are chasing the lion that's been threatening the herd, you got it scent and you're on its tail. It doesn't matter whether you're chasing it for a mile or 50 miles. There's no like, I'm sorry, we have to be back for tea at 3. Like, it doesn't matter. You are going to be chasing it until it's done. And when you get back with the fish or the berries or the caribou and you lay it on the table, you are being expected. Someone else is taking care of cleaning that animal because you're going back into your tent, because tomorrow, in a very stress-free way, your brain is needed to be operating at a high level of efficiency, because your brain's going to be doing something like this. Okay, so tomorrow we had the caribou were in that lower valley, but there's less caribou there than there used to be before. But I did notice that there was a mountain lion on the top of that hill, and that mountain lion, I didn't see it there before. I wasn't there last month, and I did notice that the winds are changing, and those caribou are picking up the scent, and many of the caribou aren't there anymore. And if we can't hunt enough caribou, there's not going to be enough food for the people to eat. So tomorrow we're going to take that crest around the top. We're going to come down from over the top where those pine trees are, and we're going to hunt down that cougar that's been threatening the crops. And then once that cougar is out of the way, the crops will return and we'll be able to keep going. That's going to be the day tomorrow. That's just tomorrow. That's just tomorrow. Hunting the caribou. I don't think I need to say anymore. Welcome to the world of the hunter brain living in a farmer's world, where I will sign a contract with a client and be very excited. I'm going to change somebody's space for them. But I don't sign the contract. I got the sale. Now filling out that contract. Man, that's tough to do. We can talk about this forever. We're going to move on to the next topic. That's a big one. My goodness. Next topic in the next video will be, does being a normal teenager make me abnormal? You won't want to miss this.